NC Pork, raising the bacon, raising the bar.
It's 2-1 North Carolina at 2-0 Central Florida. This is a 3:30 game on Saturday, televised nationally by Fox. The Golden Knights opening as a 6-point favorite at the place they call the Bounce House.
Yeah, Chris, if your goal was to create a true mid-September litmus test for this North Carolina football team, meaning an opponent not nearly as good as TCU, which destroyed the Tar Heels on Labor Day night, but an opponent that is more talented than either Charlotte or Richmond, the two teams that Carolina just dominated over the last couple of weeks, you might have created this UCF team. The Golden Knights are a Power 4 opponent from the Big 12, but their 2-0 start came against a couple of cupcakes, all due respect, and they have just as many serious questions and uncertainties and concerns right now as Bill Belichick and the Tar Heels do. Carolina has 70 new players, 7-0. Well, UCF has 63 new players. UNC has only 3 returning starters in key roles right now, an incredibly low number in major college football, even in the transfer portal era. Well, guess what? UCF has only 3 returning starters in key roles right now as well. Carolina has a well-known, big-name first-year head coach, Bill Belichick, who's trying to relive some of his glory days. Well, UCF has a well-known, pretty big-name first-year head coach in Scott Frost, whose glory days in his case were actually at UCF, but that was all the way back in 2017 before his unsuccessful tenure at Nebraska and before these last 2 years where Coach Frost was out of college football entirely. The similarities continue in many ways with these two teams' depth charts, as Fox and its national audience will see on Saturday, for better or for worse. Carolina fans have seen their new quarterback, South Alabama transfer Gio Lopez, make some helpful plays with his legs, but he's been extremely inconsistent and often inaccurate or off timing in the passing game. Both of UCF's quarterbacks, Florida Atlantic transfer Cam Fancher, the starter before he got hurt in the opener, and Indiana transfer Taven Jackson, they fit the same mold. Functional runners who can be very hit or miss in the passing game from week to week. Both teams also have seen a tailback emerge, a true freshman Damon June at UNC, a fifth-year senior Miles Montgomery at UCF. Neither team here has a dominant line on either side of the ball. So the game's probably going to be decided by the usual things: big plays, turnovers, poise under pressure, minimization of mistakes, and just good old-fashioned execution. If Carolina has a difference-making position group, it may be at linebacker, where transfers Andrew Simpson, Kamari House, and Mekhi Bayer have looked very good at times. The winner of this one will be halfway to bowl eligibility with its third victory of the season. It would not surprise me, by the way, if the loser of this one, whoever it might be, struggles to even make the postseason. So in that narrow sense, this is a big ball game on national TV.
What do you think, Brew? Going into a hostile environment like the Bounce House can be, does it have the reputation that the fans like to think it does, that it's a tough place to play?
I think this will be, a great indicator for Bill Belichick and the Tar Heels for the rest of the season on what type of football team they're going to be. Okay. Are they ready to go into, the state of Florida, where it's going to be hot? It's going to be, they're going to have a great crowd. They're going to have a bunch of people against them. And how are they going to hold up? Can they go on the road and win a big football game? And I think that this is going to be huge in letting Coach Belichick know where they go from here the rest of the season.
They have played on the road at Charlotte, so they have been through this routine. But the big thing is there's a big difference between getting on the bus and riding 2.5 hours to Charlotte and getting on an airplane and flying to Orlando, getting everything coordinated. And I'm sure they've got a great coordinated system in how they'll handle that. But it'll be a challenge playing against the Knights in the Bounce House for them. And we talk about Carolina and the dominant defense that they played last week against a very, very average Richmond team, and they were dominant. Their front dominated the game. So it'll be interesting to see how they play against a legitimate Division I football team.
This has been Bold North State Football Daily, an exclusive presentation of the North Carolina Sports Network. Make sure you follow us on social media at the NC Sports Net, and check out our website that is wall-to-wall coverage of North Carolina sports at ncsportsnetwork.com. Our foundational partner is the North Carolina Port Council, raising the bacon, raising the bar. Telling the stories of the bold North State, this is the North Carolina Sports Network.